Hello and welcome to Bradio Software Development. My name is Brad and today we're going to be carrying on with our app end-to-end series of videos, and we're currently on session 2B, and today we're going to be talking about ReactJS and installing that using TypeScript. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. As you can see here, we've got our GitHub repo that we opened last time, and we've also installed the Nest.js framework, so we can access that on port 3000. It isn't currently running, but if we do npm run start, as you can see here, we've got hello world, so we know that that's working. The one thing that I did forget to do though was you can see here we've got our master, we're on our master branch. So I'm just going to see if we have develop. No, we don't have develop. So we're going to create a new branch called develop. You shouldn't really commit to master, not unless it's coming from production. We'll talk about branching strategies in a future video. But for now, I just want you to create a branch called develop with git checkout -b space develop, and that will create your m app nest.js git commit -m space, and in the speech marks we're going to put app nest.js API. Now all that's doing is just adding the description of the commit. You can add multiple commit messages if you want, and it will come up in the description. But for this, we just want to add one line. You don't have to use the command line if you would rather use a GitHub GUI, which I know a lot of people like to do. There's one called Fork, I think, and there's another one that a lot of people use that I can't actually remember the name of, but I'll put it in the description. You can use those if you're not that familiar with the terminal. I just prefer to use terminal because I think it's a little bit quicker and I can do a lot more stuff with it. So today we're going to be installing ReactJS. So if we go to Google and type in ReactJS on the search and have a look for that. I'll put all these links in the description and click on get started. Here we go. So on the right hand side, click create a new React app, and then scroll down. We've got the commands that we need. So this is actually using npx. Now I'm not overly familiar with npx. I think it's the same as npm, but let's just type in npx here, see if we have it. Cool. So we do actually have npx available. It may have been installed during our npm install. Again, I'm not 100% familiar on npx. I do need to brush up on that because I know that Ionic uses it, or Ionic Capacitor has started using it, and I do create Ionic apps every now and again. So I do actually need to learn what that is and how to use it. So for now, we're just going to go in blind, and we're just going to literally copy what we have here. So we have npx create React app, and then the last parameter is the name of our app. Now with our Node Nest.js app, we called it API, so it only makes sense to call this one front end or React.js. So I've also noticed we're in the wrong directory. We don't want to create it in the API directory. So we want to do cd .. to go back one step. So now we're in the root of our GitHub, and now we can try that command again. So let's do, let's call it ReactJS dashboard, just to be a bit more descriptive. And then we'll just wait for this to finish, and then we'll come back in a mo. Okay, so now ReactJS has finished installing. So if we do an ls-la, we can see that we should have React dashboard. There we go. So let's cd into that folder and see what we have. So much like with Node.js install, we actually have already our node_modules folder. So it's done our npm install for us. And we can run npm start to start the ReactJS application. I think it automatically opens up a window for you. What's this? Okay, so that's just an iTerm message saying that a command tried to delete all the previous information on the screen. So we're actually going to allow that, just to make things a bit easier. And as you can see here, we have our ReactJS boilerplate app. And then also, if we open up Visual Studio Code, we can see that we have our new folder with all of our files in it. Now, so if we want to load the page that this is, we can go to app.js, and we can see all of the things here. Now, one thing I have noticed though is that this is actually using ES6, and we want to use TypeScript because our backend is using TypeScript. So, and I also know ReactJS does support TypeScript as well. So ad hoc, what we're going to do is we're going to kill this window. We're going to go back to our root directory of GitHub, and we're going to type in rm-rf ReactJS dashboard. Now, what that will do is it will completely remove the project that we just installed. And the reason we need to do this is because we forgot to put in the TypeScript option. So if we come to the ReactJS documentation, there is an option that you can provide that doesn't appear to be on the documentation, but if we do npx create react app and then do --help at the end. Oh, that didn't seem to do anything. Okay, so if we do npx create react help and then do -h maybe. Okay, that also doesn't seem to do anything. Shame on ReactJS for not giving you an easy to see command, because a lot of people are using TypeScript now for ReactJS. So if we just press up on the arrow keys, we should be able to get the previous commands that we had. Because we want to call it the same thing, but we just want to use the TypeScript flag. So there we go. So we've got npx space create react app space ReactJS dashboard, and then we want to put --template space TypeScript and reinstall it. And we'll just give it a moment for that to install. Okay, so our install is finished, but it has not loaded on the left-hand side because we need to actually run the application. So if we cd into the old folder that we made previously, ReactJS dashboard, which has now reappeared, and we do an ls-la, and then we can see our node modules folder has appeared. So type in npm space run space start, and then once this has ran, it normally takes a long time to run on the first go. It will open up our window localhost 3000. There we go. You can see here that you can actually access it from over the network as well, which is pretty handy. So if I was on a different machine or an iPad, I can actually run that and it will automatically reload on the iPad when I develop stuff on it. So if we go to our Visual Studio Code and open up ReactJS dashboard, we can see here that instead of JS files, we now have TSX files, which means it's now using TypeScript. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now for this video. Okay, so that was session 2B of my mini-series on developing an app end-to-end. And I think we accomplished quite a lot today. We managed to install ReactJS, and we also managed to install it using TypeScript. And I think we should be using TypeScript. We shouldn't be using ES5 and ES6 anymore. It's TypeScript. It's just a lot more modern, and I think everyone should be using it, to be honest. So thanks for watching session 2B, and we'll catch you in the next episode, which is session 2C, which is the final episode of this series 2. Thanks for watching.